Channel 11 News starts with breaking news.
Breaking right now, a man has been found guilty in the beating death of a Pittsburgh cab driver.
In the last 30 minutes, a jury convicted Daniel Russell of second-degree murder.
The conviction comes with a mandatory sentence of life in prison. Police say the murder happened while Russell was robbing this man, Ramadan Mohammed, a taxi driver and a Muslim Somalian immigrant. The attack happened nearly 3 years ago in Belts Hoover. 3 other people are charged in the case. 2 of them testified against Russell. Channel 11 is talking to Russell's defense attorney about the conviction. Hear from him tonight on Channel 11 News at 5.
Neighbors woke up to the smell of smoke and the sound of fire trucks in Monroeville as flames destroyed a house there. A man and 2 children lived in the house. Fortunately, they were not home at the time.
Channel 11's Mike Holden first followed this story as it was breaking this morning, and he joins us after talking with neighbors who rushed to help. Mike?
Peggy and Gordon, will start with the positive first. At this afternoon hour, Center is back open to all through traffic, so cars can finally make their way through this extremely busy stretch of road. But we know right now this home is a total loss. Look for yourself. There are holes in the roof, caution tape stretched across the front, windows boarded up, and that bright yellow sign, look right there, a sign that says, "Danger, keep out." Neighbors said what happened here was terrifying. Now, Channel 11 was there as thick smoke shot into the sky from this Monroeville home. Fire crews rushed to Center Road just before 6 o'clock this morning. When they got here, the entire back half of the house was on fire. The flames quickly spread throughout the property, causing extensive damage. Eventually, crews got it under control as the Allegheny County Fire Marshal worked to piece together exactly what went wrong. Fire officials confirmed someone lives in the home, but they were not here when the flames broke out. Luckily, no one was hurt. Neighbors told us they woke up to the strong smell and sight of smoke. They knew something was seriously wrong, so they ran across the street to try to help.
So we grabbed ourselves and we went over there, and I was pounding on the front door. Nobody was answering. Pounding on the windows, asking if anybody was home.
But it did have a lot of fire damage to the house itself. The Monroeville Police Department, along with the Allegheny County Fire Marshals, are investigating.
And that's why that sign is right there. The investigation continues. Again, no one was inside of the home at the time. Luckily, no injuries. We're going to check with Monroeville Police as well as investigators to try to nail down a timetable as when they can officially find out a cause. As soon as that becomes available, we'll pass it along to you on air and online. Reporting live this afternoon in Monroeville, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
New video shows the scary moments. A man pulled a gun on a store clerk reaching over the counter, and police say it wasn't that suspect's first armed robbery. Now he's behind bars after a SWAT situation. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer is live with the latest from Pittsburgh Police Headquarters. Liz?
Yeah, Gordon, Pittsburgh Police and Allegheny County Police have filed charges against Michael Buchanan. He is facing a long list, accused of being a serial robber whose alleged spree came to an end during a robbery yesterday. We have video just in. Approaching the counter at Dollar Eagle in Beachview, a man is seen on surveillance video pulling a gun on the clerk and then reaching for the cash register. The clerk cries for help, and a customer who had just left runs back in to try to stop the armed robber. A struggle ensues, and ultimately the suspect gets away, but not for long. Police identified him as 36-year-old Michael Buchanan and tracked him to an apartment in Mount Oliver around noon Wednesday. Channel 11 cameras captured the SWAT situation that ensued before police took Buchanan into custody. Police have also charged Buchanan for robbing a bank in the South Side back in October, another bank days later in Turtle Creek, and a mart in Carrick after that, before finally the Dollar Eagle.
It makes me feel great that he's arrested.
And that woman is a customer at the Dollar Eagle. You'll hear more from her at 5 and more on why Buchanan told police he allegedly robbed places. That's coming up again at 5. Reporting live from Pittsburgh Police Headquarters, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
Thanks, Liz. After a string of cloudy days, yay, the sunshine this morning.
But the clouds will be pushing back through. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is tracking rain this afternoon in Severe Weather Center 11.
Don't want to go spoiling anyone. It's November. It's usually cloudy around here, and clouds are starting to thicken up. Once again, live look at tower cam. The sky, a little bright right now, but looking into downtown Pittsburgh, you see that gray shading to the sky right now. Temperatures starting to bump up. Notice Morgantown, 52 degrees. If you were with us on Channel 11 Morning News, I told you this morning that it was going to take a while for the air to warm up during the course of the day today, and our high temperature will actually be as we head into the evening hours. Visible satellites starting to pull some more clouds in. Those clouds will thicken up this afternoon. Could be a quick shower at 4 o'clock. Temperature 50 degrees, and notice by 10 tonight, there's our high for today, 10 o'clock this evening of 55 degrees. Now, the rain this afternoon, albeit brief, will be the first of a couple waves of rain coming through. I'm going to go back, update Storm Tracker now to pinpoint when you'll see the majority of the rain and your light up night forecast for tomorrow night. Have that for you in just about 12 minutes.
Day 5 of public impeachment hearings are underway in Capitol Hill following a blockbuster day Wednesday. Today, 2 more key witnesses. NBC's Susan McGinnis tells us about their testimony and how Republicans are expected to react.
Testifying on what could be the final day of witness testimony in the House impeachment inquiry, Fiona Hill, the former top Russia expert at the National Security Council. Hill relayed her alarm over the president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani's role in Ukraine policy and his efforts to pressure Ukraine to investigate Trump's political rivals.
This is a fictional narrative that has been perpetrated and propagated by the Russian security services themselves.
She describes Giuliani as pushing Ukraine for an investigation into Burisma, the company whose board included Hunter Biden, the former vice president's son. And she criticized the president's defenders for promoting a false narrative that Ukraine interfered in the 2016 election.
I refuse to be part of an effort to legitimize an alternate narrative that the Ukrainian government is a U.S. adversary and that Ukraine, not Russia, attacked us in 2016.
Testifying alongside her, David Holmes, the diplomat who says he overheard a phone conversation where President Trump asked Ambassador Sondland if Ukraine was going to start the investigations he wanted.
The president's voice was loud and recognizable.
After the call, Holmes asked Sondland whether the president cared about Ukraine.
Ambassador Sondland stated that the president only cares about big stuff. I noted there was big stuff going on in Ukraine, like a war with Russia. And Ambassador Sondland replied that he meant big stuff that benefits the president, like the Biden investigation that Mr. Giuliani was pushing.
To Republicans, Holmes' testimony includes more claims based on secondhand information. Susan McGinnis, NBC News, Washington.
And a scare at the White House this morning. A driver is in custody after going through a barricade without any clearance. Police say this black SUV followed another car through the checkpoint. That area was shut down as officers searched the car, and the driver will be charged. The trial is underway for a Pennsylvania man accused of threatening to shoot President Trump. Sean Christie was arrested last year after a 3-day manhunt. Investigators say he made the threat on Facebook, but Christie says the government cannot prove that he made the post. The FBI says it is possible someone else had a Facebook account under Christie's name, but that person would have had to know a lot of Christie's background information in order to make the posts. Breaking now, reports of a fire in Market Square. This is a live look from our tower cam. You can see it almost looks foggy there, but apparently that is smoke. It's pouring from a building. Can you see it, Gordon?
No, it's hard to see from that angle.
Yeah, but we are hearing that there is smoke coming from a building in Market Square. We do have a crew headed downtown right now, and you can look for breaking updates in this newscast.
Spending habits by the Pittsburgh Public School Districts are coming under fire. The state auditor general says the district has not been spending responsibly. Eugene DePasquale found this year's travel budget of $453,000 is more than double that of Philadelphia's school district, which has 10 times more students. He suggested reining in travel spending might offset the need to increase property taxes by more than 2%. Superintendent Anthony Hamlet dismissed the comparison to Philadelphia as clearly an attempt to make statistics work against the district. He also says travel is for professional development and is in line with what comparable districts around the country are spending.
A pole left dangling over the road after this crash in McCandless. This was along West Ingomar Road. You can see the car still at this scene around 1 this morning. No one was hurt in this crash. And a similar accident in Brookline. Our photographer found this crash on Pioneer Avenue around 4 this morning. You can see a large pole and branches were brought down, but no word yet on any injuries.
Police are looking for a group of vandals. They posted this doorbell camera video on Facebook. It shows 4 men spray painting stairs on Mount Washington. Pittsburgh's graffiti task force released the video, hoping someone recognizes the men. Things are getting back to normal in Carrick after that giant water main break in September. Our partners at the Trib learned that Pennsylvania American Water has finished fixing the streets damage from when the main burst. They've also settled claims with 3 homeowners whose houses were condemned because of the flooding. The terms of the settlement were not released. Contractors still need to restore the creek, which is parallel to Beck's Run Road. That project is supposed to start next month and should take about 3 weeks.
A new mini casino will not be opening in Beaver County after all. The State Gaming Control Board rejected the offer to open a Mount Airy casino in Big Beaver. The proposed site was along Interstate 376 and the Turnpike. The board said Mount Airy did not have enough funding for the project. A new record for sports betting in the state. October saw more than $200 million in bets. It breaks September's record, which was held by the start of the NFL season. PlayPennsylvania.com says people are placing the majority of bets online.
In the black and gold zone, Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph is talking about the brawl in Cleveland. He apologized for his role in it while reading from a prepared statement on Tuesday, but spoke out yesterday saying he wanted to make it clear he didn't say anything to Myles Garrett to escalate the situation. Rudolph has taken a lot of criticism for twisting and grabbing Garrett's helmet, but said it was his natural reaction to get him off.
I have no ill will towards Myles Garrett. Great respect for his ability as a player, and I know that if Myles could go back, he would handle the situation differently. As for my involvement last week, there's no acceptable excuse. The bottom line is I should have done a better job keeping my composure.
Rudolph confirmed he has not heard from the league yet for any punishment he may receive. Meanwhile, Marquise Pouncey is waiting for a ruling on his appeal to his 3-game suspension.
The Westmoreland County Election Board pre-certified this month's election, and there are 10 ties. Candidates in 10 different municipal elections finished with identical vote totals. Election officials will break those ties tomorrow through a random drawing. Google is making it harder for political advertisers to target certain people. Starting in January, advertisers will only be able to target U.S. political ads based on broad categories such as gender, age, and zip code. Right now, those ads can be tailored to a political party. Local students will be getting blood tests after what a mother says happened in school.
The fact that another child did this tattoo is even more worrisome.
You heard right, how a mother says her daughter got a tattoo in the middle of school.
Drive-through rage. What set off this attack at a McDonald's drive-through window?
Clouds starting to thicken up. I'm tracking when you're going to need to pop the umbrella later today.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand.
and NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life,
whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Channel 11 News 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
I asked her, where did she get this tattoo done? She said, at school.
A mother says her daughter got this tattoo during study hall. She says another kid brought tattooing equipment into Montour High School and used it on classmates.
Channel 11's Erin Clark spoke with that mother and daughter and learned the teen now has to get her blood tested to make sure she didn't catch anything from.
Teens getting tattoos,
It's not big.
and their parents not being thrilled about it are nothing new. But where Shartisha Lee's 15-year-old daughter got the tattoo is a major cause for concern.
She said, at school. Like, how would this even possible?
Lee's daughter, who didn't want to show her face, told her mom that another student gave her and some others tattoos using a method called stick and poke. A simple search on YouTube pulls up all sorts of videos showing the technique using simple household items. Shartisha's daughter says this was done during study hall at Montour High School under the not-so-watchful eye of a teacher. The teens didn't think twice about safety.
It was like newly needles. They weren't like used after anyone else. It was like sanitary.
But her mom is worried.
First thing that's going through my mind is like all the diseases that people can get from getting tattoos.
Lee says someone at the Allegheny County Health Department said her daughter will have to get tested for hepatitis A, B, C, syphilis, and HIV. But first, they must wait a month before doctors can detect any diseases.
I pray that she's healthy, she's okay.
While they wait, Lee's daughter and the other students involved have been suspended for 3 days.
The district superintendent says he's not sure the tattoos were done at the school, but hopes to wrap up an investigation soon. He wouldn't comment on what further punishment students or that teacher even could face.
A new tool developed at CMU could help police find a gunman faster than ever before during a mass shooting event. The system is called Video Event Reconstruction and Analysis, or VERA. It quickly analyzes gunshots using smartphone recordings and calculates their position. Let's use the mass shooting in Las Vegas 2 years ago to show you how it could help. They took 3 videos of the first gunshot from that night, and Vera was able to pinpoint the location to the north wing of the Mandalay Bay Hotel. The gunman fired into the crowd for 10 minutes, but researchers say Vera may have helped police get to the suspect sooner. Now, this is similar to the system we have in Pittsburgh known as ShotSpotter. Researchers say it will not replace the systems already in use, but it could be used in places where ShotSpotter is not yet set up.
A McDonald's worker was attacked on the job from the drive-through window. This is video from earlier this month. And take a close look. A man and a woman approached the drive-through window and within seconds just start wailing on the worker. Check out a different angle. The couple even pulls the woman by her jacket and hair, landing punch after punch, all because of a disagreement about the bill.
Be coming on somebody's job like that, that's crazy.
I guess that's the world we live in now.
That worker was not seriously hurt. Police released the surveillance video in hopes of catching the attackers.
Protecting the bald eagle. A new proposal in Pennsylvania looks to increase the punishment for killing the bird. The bill would increase the fine from $200 to $2,000. It's for killing a bald or golden eagle. The bill goes to the full Senate for consideration. A hawk was rescued after it got stuck in the netting at Topgolf in Orlando yesterday. The hawk was tangled in a net about 50 feet up at the driving range center. A team from SeaWorld was called in to help firefighters save the red-tailed hawk.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Sunshine certainly at a premium this time of the year. As we mentioned at the top of the show, we started the day with a little sunshine, but the clouds thickening up. So notice over the course of the next several days, not going to really see more than 3 or 4 hours of sunshine coming through the clouds. Maximum this time of the year would be 9 hours and 45 minutes. I do see some brighter days to start off the early part of next week. Wide array of temperatures already this afternoon because of warm air trying to pump in from the south. So Franklin, still at 39 degrees right now. Pittsburgh at 44 degrees, but head down toward Morgantown, it's already 52. Waynesburg 49, and Greensburg already 48 degrees. That warmer air is going to continue to truck in out ahead of our cold front. So by tonight, most of the areas south of I-80 will be at least in the low 50s. I think our high temperature today is going to be about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, because as the front approaches, the winds will continue to pick up out of the southwest. That means even after the sun goes down, that warmer air flushes in. Now tomorrow, we're going to be on the other side of the cold front. Temperatures are going to fall during the day, so our high temperature for the daylight hours tomorrow will be right at sunrise, about 45, 46 degrees, and we'll taper off into the low 40s the rest of the day. Here's Storm Tracker this afternoon. Notice fairly quiet. We'll start to pull a couple showers together, 3, 4 o'clock. Notice mostly in the green, so a couple light showers late this afternoon and early this evening, but not talking a ton of rain, maybe a 100th of an inch here, 100th of an inch there, but we will not see much rain. So forecast for the rest of the day today, increasing clouds with stray showers late. And again, that 55 for the high temperature today, that's going to be this evening, but because it will technically be before midnight, it'll go down the record books as the high temperature for the day today. 46 overnight tonight, scattered showers with the emphasis on scattered. There's one little line that's going to come through about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's our cold front, and that's really all the moisture this front has with it. By the time we get to 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, a couple of showers lingering down to Preston and Garrett counties in the mountains. Otherwise, just some cloud cover tomorrow morning. We'll even dissipate that during the afternoon. That means it looks really good for light-up night tomorrow night, but it will be chilly for light-up night as well. Partly cloudy skies, 39 degrees at 6 o'clock as the festivities are kicking off in downtown Pittsburgh. By 10 o'clock, down to 34. And with the breeze tomorrow, wind chills much of the evening, upper 20s in low 30s. So bundle up as you're heading out. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Rain comes back in late in the day on Saturday, 45 for the high temperature. That rain will mix with some snow showers late Saturday night. We'll see a snow shower or two to start the day on Sunday, but with temperatures above freezing, not expecting anything to stick except maybe on the grassy surfaces. 40 for the high on Sunday. Monday, partly sunny and 46 degrees.
EMS companies in debt, but one is taking matters into its own hands. The charges that it's filing against non-payers and how they know some people are gaming the system.
First, an explosion, then flames shoot out from inside a car. The driver survives his dangerous mistake. Coming up next.
And breaking right now, look at this, a fire in Market Square. This is a live look from Chopper 11. Flames and a lot of smoke, and firefighters are telling people to avoid this area. You see them on the roof there. We're going to have live coverage of this throughout this newscast, so stay with us.
Hey Pittsburgh, the holidays are just around the corner. It's okay. We have great deals on great gifts, even for that impossible to shop for person. All you have to do is text WPXI to 65,000 and you'll be the first to know.
News from where you live.
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
A trip from Pittsburgh to Washington, D.C. for just $10. That's what a German bus company is offering. Flixbus has trips to D.C. and Columbus, Ohio. Trips to Columbus leave the convention center on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and the weekends. And trips to D.C. are available Wednesday through Friday, as well as the weekends. Uber could one day record rides. The company is testing out a new program right now that does just that. The move comes after several high-profile assault cases involving Uber drivers and passengers. The program is being tested right now in Brazil and Mexico. If it comes to the U.S., it could be stopped by privacy laws.
A cigarette sparked a fire inside a car that was heading down a road in Connecticut. The fire and the rescue all caught on camera, and the driver survived and is talking about it. Check this out. Surveillance video shows, look at that, there's the explosion. Flames shoot into the air. Another driver just happened to be passing by, pulls over to help the man inside, reaches in, unbuckled the victim from his seatbelt. The victim takes us through now what happened.
There was a little hump, and that's when the gas can went over, and I could hear it like oozing out, going tush, tush, tush. And like I said, I had a cigarette going.
Ooh, an ambulance also happened to be in the same spot, so medics ran to help as well. That driver lucky to be alive and is still recovering from burns.
Local teachers worried about staying safe at school.
How many of them have been injured on the job in just 2 months?
And the FBI has taken an interest in a man charged with the disappearance of a local woman. Why they think his past could give them answers about this case. And
we take another live look from Chopper 11. You can still see smoke and even some flames coming from Wing Heart's restaurant at 5 Market Square. On the roof there, firefighters on the scene, and a Channel 11 news crew is as well. They just pulled up there, so we're going to have a live report for you coming up next.
Pittsburgh's favorite holiday tradition, the WPXI Holiday Parade, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store. Built Ford proud. Starring from This Is Us, Blake Stadnick, Layla from Kids Bop, Emmy Award winner performer Frizzy, and all the bands, floats, and balloons that make the parade a Pittsburgh holiday tradition.
Come see me, Santa Claus, at the WPXI Holiday Parade, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store.
The WPXI Holiday Parade, presented by Neighborhood Ford Store, November 30th. Johnson and Lisa Sylvester on Channel 11 News, 11 at 11.
Breaking right now, we just got to the scene of that fire at Winghart's Restaurant in Market Square. Channel 11's Aaron Martin joins us live now. And Aaron, we just saw a Chopper 11 video showing flames coming from the roof there.
Yeah, that's right, Gordon. This is now a 4-alarm fire as this entire thing continues to envelop. I want to show it to you right now. Take a look. You can see we have firefighters on the roof. You can see the flames coming up, the thick black smoke. This is at Winghart's Restaurant, right in the corner next to the Starbucks and the Permani Brothers here in Market Square. We're told that those buildings have been evacuated at this point. Now, we haven't been told if there are any injuries, but we did just see paramedics treating a firefighter. He was taken away from the scene, although he was up and speaking and conscious through the entire thing. But I really just want to keep showing you what's happening here. You can see the flames continuing to pour up, and as you can see from Chopper as well, just a thick black smoke. We've been watching firefighters go onto the roof, continuing to look at the roof, see how secure it is right now. Again, it's unclear if anybody was inside when this happened or exactly what caused it, but we've seen more and more crews come over here. We've seen them go on the roof. We've seen them go inside the building as well. Again, this is a 4-alarm fire. It has been escalating quickly. In fact, when I got on scene, it was a 2-alarm fire, and that was just about 10 minutes ago. So this is definitely a serious situation, one that firefighters are taking very seriously as well. I'm not sure if my photographer, Carrie Schaefer, could see it, but we do have some ladders going up on the front of the building as well. We see some crews coming on and off the ladder truck there as well. So this is definitely a very active scene that we've been seeing out here, Gordon, one we've been watching very, very closely, and we'll continue doing so for the next few minutes. You can see more firefighters coming in here. So yeah, we'll send it back to here in a second, but a very active situation as we continue here, Gordon and Peggy.
And it's almost like that building is cursed, Gordon.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm not sure how much research you've been able to do into this, but we've been looking through our files, and this is actually the 3rd fire at that restaurant since 2012, so they've had a number of issues in the past. In the past, it was with some of the vents that they've used that have caught fire, but this appears to be coming from the roof and not necessarily those vents, which would have been in the lower floors.
That's when you see the fire. Yeah, that's right, Gordon. In fact, I remember covering at least one of those fires in the past. We did just ask a second ago if there was any idea what may have caused this, if it could have been the kitchen. We were told by firefighters just a moment ago that it is too soon to determine that. In fact, there were other fires nearby here as well. I remember just about a year and a half ago, there was one near the NOLA on the other side of Market Square. But as you mentioned, this is now the 3rd fire by my research just in the last few years that have happened here at the Winghart's Restaurant. We're continuing to try to find out exactly what's going on. In fact, I just spoke to the public information officer just a couple of minutes ago. She told me this is a very busy situation, that the chiefs are right now focused on trying to get this out, trying to get this under control as quickly as possible. And even as I'm talking, you can see the flames continuing to build up again, that black smoke continuing to go up into the air. Firefighters working to try to get this out as quickly as possible. I know they're checking to see how sturdy that roof is, but we're going to be down here for the foreseeable future, for this afternoon and for the next several hours to try to get those answers. And of course, we will have them for you not only on Channel 11 News tonight at 5 o'clock, but as well as the WPXI News app.
And Aaron, this is such a busy time in the city right now. We can see right behind you the Christmas market over your left shoulder. Are there people inside there, or have they moved everybody out of Market Square?
Well, it's not completely closed down. I mean, I can tell you they closed down portions of the Christmas market, but actually behind our camera, which you're not going to be able to see, there is a large crowd of people that are all just observing what's going on right now. But I can see some folks in the Christmas market. It does seem to be at least temporarily slowing down. I don't know if it's completely shut down, but this is pretty much everything is on hold right now as people just watch what is happening with this fire. Actually happening right now, you can see firefighters putting water on this fire to extinguish the flames, which is the first time we've seen that happen since we've been here. But yeah, they're trying to get this thing under control. You can see them with the hoses spraying that fire. Of course, that's bringing up the lighter colored smoke, which is what happens when the water hits the fire. And this is all just happening as we talk right now. It's a very fast developing scene, and things are changing quickly. But in terms of the people here in Market Square, everybody's just watching in amazement as to what's happening at this moment, Gordon and Peggy.
All right, thanks, Aaron. And we're looking there from Chopper 11. We could see firefighters on the roof of some of the other businesses there working to get an angle at some of those flames. So we're going to continue watching this. Also, we want to show you some viewer pictures and videos from when this fire first started. Again, this is all happening as crews get ready for Light Up Night. busy area right there in Market Squares. We're taking a look at some of these viewer pictures coming into us. A lot of people are going to be in downtown tomorrow for Light Up Night, so you certainly hate to see something like this happen before a big event like this. But again, Aaron Martin is working to learn how this fire started and if anyone was injured. There are evacuations in that area. We're going to stay on the scene. We'll have more coming up throughout this newscast.
And certainly it did look like there was some progress being made, so we're going to continue to follow that. Meanwhile, on to news, the Nevada desert, hundreds of miles of barren land and a place of secrets, past and present. But for one man at the center of this Bethel Park woman's disappearance and possibly death, these secrets are being revealed. Channel 11 has confirmed the FBI is now investigating John Chapman. Chapman is in the Allegheny County Jail.
And he's accused of kidnapping Bethel Park's Jamie Fedden, driving her across the country. And police say he admitted to killing her. Channel 11's Amy Hudak is in Las Vegas, where the investigation is now focused.
We traveled deep in the desert, nearly 100 miles north of Las Vegas, to ask the Lincoln County Sheriff if John Chapman could have seriously hurt or swindled other women. His answer was chilling.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The FBI is now questioning Chapman's current wife, Maureen Chapman, and his ex-wife, Kelly Murray.
The thought that it could have been me, I think I got a little bit sick over it.
We've been following the case since last week when John Chapman was arrested in Bethel Park and charged with kidnapping Jamie Fedden.
What happened?
Police say he confessed to taking her to the Nevada desert and suffocating her. The sheriff says he wouldn't put anything past the cold-hearted alleged killer, who even tried to sweet-talk the cops.
But absolutely look to see if there's other victims. I think that's absolutely law enforcement's responsibility.
We're also learning Chapman wasn't just locked up by the feds for cheating 26 people out of over $100,000. He was also booked in the Cambria County Jail for threatening to kill somebody for making fun of his girlfriend on Facebook. And according to the Tribune Democrat, a newspaper which covers that area, he was charged in Johnstown for impersonating a bounty hunter. Police say Chapman created a phony bail bond agency, made a fake badge, and carried around handcuffs.
And more now on the fake bounty hunter arrest. Chapman's ex-wife told Amy that he tried convincing her that Dog the bounty hunter, Dwayne Chapman, was his uncle. The ex also says when Chapman got busted by the IRS, he asked her to take the fall. She told him no chance. Every day the story has developed a little more. For all the interviews we've done and a timeline of the case, you can go to WPXI.com.
And before we go to break, we want to give you another look at what's happening downtown. This is live from Market Square. Smoke, flames at Wing Hart's restaurant there in Market Square just before Light Up Night. Breaking news coverage for you still ahead.
meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
All right, back to our breaking news right now as we are on the scene of that fire at Winghart's in Market Square.
Channel 11's Aaron Martin joins us live down there. And Aaron, when we last talked to you, it looked like firefighters were knocking down the flames on the roof of the building.
Yeah, that's right, Gordon. In fact, right now, I just want to tell you we're hearing from Public Information Officer Kara Cruz. She's with Pittsburgh Public Safety. I'm going to put this here just so we can hear exactly what's going on with this 4-alarm fire. One firefighter treated for smoke inhalation. Hold on 1 second.
I mean, they're open, but
they were not evacuated.
Right, correct.
Hey, Kara, just to be clear, you said there's one firefighter that's treated for smoke inhalation. Any other injuries in this one?
For heat exhaustion.
Heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay. Any injuries other than that?
No injuries reported other than that. Like, no other firefighters. Everyone was evacuated from these buildings. So that's good news.
Did anyone give you an idea of what's positioned in that roof area?
No one
Whether
has.
Storage or part of the
all still under investigation at this point. So the fire investigation unit is on scene, and once they have information about where this fire started, we can't make any suppositions about that.
Where are the managers of Winghart, or where's the owner?
I don't have that information.
How difficult of a fire is this?
Pardon me?
Have they been talking with the firefighters that you know?
I do not have that information at this point.
How difficult of a fire is this where you have to have people fighting it from the roof, people fighting it from inside, things like that?
4-alarm fire is, they've got the manpower they need right now, which is fantastic. It's a tough fire for sure. An older building. There's a lot of wood up top, as you can see. And all those buildings connected, which is why their first order of business was to get everyone out of there.
Can you kind of give us like a current status update, where they're on the process?
I can't. I do not know that information at this point. So
thank you, Kara.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just guys, that was Kara Cruz, who's the Public Safety Information Director for Pittsburgh Public Safety. She was just giving us an update on this 4-alarm fire. You can see right now the flames have been taken out. There are a lot of firefighters who are on the roof right now taking care of what's been going on the roof. You can see the smoke. We were told initially it was smoke inhalation, but we've just learned it was actually heat exhaustion is what one firefighter was treated for at this point. He was taken to UPMC Mercy Hospital. We did see him actually being taken out here a little bit earlier ago. He was up, he was talking, he was conscious, which of course is good news. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of firefighters on the roof of Winghart's right now working on this situation. We saw about 10 minutes ago the flames were extinguished. You can actually see the water is being put on the fire again, which of course causes that lighter color smoke. But this is still a very active situation as crews try to get this figured out. We don't know exactly what caused this at this point. As Gordon and Peggy mentioned before, there have been several fires here in the last about 8 or 9 years or so. It's unclear what caused it, but you heard the Public Safety Information Director say that there was a lot of wood that's on the roof, which of course was causing those flames to continue to be sprouting up and continue to go. It was causing a lot of issues. That luckily though has been taken care of. But as I mentioned, this is still a very, very active situation. We've seen firefighters going up and down the ladder as they continue to treat this situation. You can see one firefighter right now with an axe who is actually trying to get out. There's a little bit more flames that are popping up from the roof there. You can see the firefighters trying to get the roof taken apart so they can reach those flames and try to get this under control. But yeah, you can see the flames starting to shoot back up there now as we speak. So this is likely going to be an active situation definitely for the next several hours. From what police are telling us, this escalated to a 4-alarm fire very, very quickly, going from 2 to 4 alarms just in about 10-15 minutes. But as you can see right now, where those flames are coming up from the roof, there's another group of firefighters that are there with the hose trying to get that under control as well. So it appears to be a situation where you're going to be having these hot spots, you're going to be having these flames that continue to potentially come up from the roof as firefighters try to get this under control. We do know that they are fighting this fire from inside as well as from the roof, which is what makes this an active situation. We know that the buildings all around it, the Starbucks, the pizza shop, Manny Brothers, all those buildings were evacuated almost immediately. In fact, I spoke to one owner of one of the pizza shops who told me that everybody told him immediately, get out of here. We got a knock on the door from a Pittsburgh police officer, said it was devastating to see this happen right now. We don't know the extent of this damage, but we are watching it as it happens, and there's a lot of people here in Market Square who are very, very concerned about it. So I'm going to send it back to the studio, but as you can see, a very active situation that we're expecting to continue to be active for the next several hours. Peggy and Gordon.
Yeah, we're seeing more flames right now from Chopper 11. Just one more question for you, Aaron, at least from me. Was that restaurant open at the time with customers inside who had to be evacuated, or was it just some of the cooks and people who work there who were inside?
Well, Peggy, this is during the busy rush hour, so we're not exactly sure who was inside at the time. Pittsburgh Public Safety isn't saying it at the moment, but we do. This is during the busy lunch hour. There were a lot of people around. There were some people we believe inside, although again, it's not clear what exactly caused this or why this was happening. So, it's Peggy, to answer your question, it's a little unclear at this point. But given the time of day, given how busy Market Square is with light up night tomorrow, we're pretty sure that there was likely some people nearby, but exactly what caused the fire, whether customers were inside when it actually happened, that is still a mystery and something we are working on at this point.
All right, Aaron, thank you. And if we can go back to that chopper video again, we want to kind of explain where this is in. This is at Winghart's Restaurant. This is at Market Square, right between the Starbucks and Permane Brothers there on Market Square. Obviously, that's a very busy area right now as they're getting set up for light up night. We can tell you there was a fire here. This is the third time there's been a fire there in the last 7 years. There was a fire there 5 years ago, back in 2014. That was a smoky 2-alarm fire. They later found out that there was a heat buildup in a vent. That was the source of that fire. They contained that to the 4th floor and a 3rd floor storage area. And then back in 2012, there was another fire there. That was also found to be sourced in the exhaust vent, and that actually closed the business down for 2 months. So again, this is the 3rd fire at that restaurant in 7 years now.
And this news just came in to our newsroom just a little after we started this show at 12 o'clock. And right away, we sent Chopper up. And at first, it was just a 2-alarm fire, and it happened so rapidly. The first time we looked at the smoke, it almost just looked hazy out. Now we see how difficult this fire is to fight. It has gone to 4 alarms, a vast number of firefighters from different companies involved. And as Carrie Cruz from Public Safety talked about, one of those firefighters had to be taken away suffering from heat exhaustion. And also, you can see, Gordon, how close these buildings are together. That is a real issue there, and why they had to do those evacuations. These buildings are old, and they're one right next to the other.
Again, we're going to stay on top of this fire at this Market Square restaurant. We're going to stay on top of this, and we're going to have more news for you in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for breaking news, weather, and original local shows. Murder, mystery, and the missing. Justice Rules profiles real-life crime stories. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. right here on WPXI. weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Let me get you prepared for the week.
Now we've expanded our weather to help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news in Westmoreland County.
We're coming back with breaking news and another live look at that fire burning in Market Square right now. This is at Winghart's Restaurant. You can see firefighters on the roof. Through the last hour, we've seen a lot of smoke as well as flames that keep popping up as they work to ventilate that building in that roof section. They're actually coming from other buildings because this whole structure is connected to other businesses. That Winghart's Restaurant also connected to the Permane Brothers Restaurant right next door there in Market Square.
And we can see these buildings very, very close together, which explains the huge response. Again, this went from a 2-alarm fire when it first started a little after noon today to a 4-alarm fire, and we have seen them dousing those flames. The flames go out and then they come back up again. There have been evacuations. This is coming at a very busy time in the city of Pittsburgh as we're ready for light up night, and there's a little Christmas scene set up, a shopping area in Market Square, so one has to wonder how this is going to affect the city's plans for their holiday celebrations, Gordon.
We have crews in the air and on the ground. We're going to have more on that, how this fire is affecting the businesses down there, but also obviously how it will impact light up night, and we'll continue covering this story throughout the afternoon. You can of course watch the latest coming up tonight at 5 on Channel 11 News.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Now we're trying to flush in some warmer air this afternoon, at least warmer than it has been. Notice the temperatures around the region, 39 in Du Bois and in Franklin right now, Pittsburgh 44, but 52 not far off in this green, indicating a lot of upper 40s and low 50s, and we'll push that into the area the rest of the day today. Here's Storm Tracker, 1:30 this afternoon, a lot of cloud cover. And as I put the clock in motion, we will see a couple sprinkles trying to pop up mid to late afternoon. 5 p.m., this is the newest Storm Tracker, bringing some rain into Beaver, Lawrence, in Mercer County. It's very hit and miss this evening, and by 10 o'clock, it is fairly quiet. So if you have late afternoon, early evening plans, you could catch a shower, especially from Pittsburgh on north. This afternoon, temperature will pump to about 50 degrees by 4 o'clock this afternoon. By 10 tonight, we're still on the way up, 55 degrees. That's my forecast high temperature for today, and the record books are kept midnight to midnight, so I think we'll make our high probably 10:30 this evening out ahead of this warmer air. Then overnight tonight, temperatures will begin to fall off, and notice the wide array of temperatures overnight tonight. 39 in Butler, 49 in Morgantown, Pittsburgh, about 46 degrees. Overnight lows generally just before sunrise, and then during the day tomorrow, this pretty much matches the high temperatures tomorrow. Mid-40s across much of the area, creeping back to 50 in Uniontown, 51 in Morgantown, but cooler air is going to work in behind this front. Here's Storm Tracker, 3 p.m. tomorrow, 3 a.m. tomorrow. Here comes the front through with very little fanfare. 7 a.m. some showers, Westmoreland, Fayette, Greene counties, then they push to the southeast. By the time we get to early afternoon, clouds are starting to break. Pretty decent afternoon, but you will notice cooler temperatures in the afternoon than what we're going to see in the morning. Gusty winds to about 20, 25 miles per hour. Wind will begin to ease in time for light up night, but still a breeze tomorrow night. So here's the good news. If you want to get into the holiday spirit, temperatures will cooperate for the holiday spirit. Low to mid 30s by the time we get to 10 o'clock, and that wind chill generally in the upper 20s. Weekend always in view. Rain comes back in late in the day on Saturday, but will be dry to start the day, so maybe get those leaves raked first thing Saturday morning. 45 for high temperature during the afternoon. Somewhat colder air will work in Saturday night. We'll drop to 35. The rain will mix with and change to some snow showers before coming to an end early Sunday morning. Then Sunday, just some clouds around, especially the front half of the day. Should clear just a little bit during the afternoon. A breezy, chilly high of 40 degrees, and the rest of your 5-day forecast for the weekend always in view. Monday, partly sunny and back up to 46 degrees.
All All right, Channel 11 using all of its resources right now to cover our breaking news, which is a 4-alarm fire down in busy Market Square at the Wing Hearts restaurant. You see firefighters on the roof there, as they have been for almost an hour now, still trying to tamp down this fire. You see it go out, and then you see flames pop back up. There have been evacuations, and all coming at a very busy time for Pittsburgh, with a lot of people downtown.
Yeah, and obviously you can see the number of firefighters on the roof of that building as well as the neighboring building as they try to get to spots where they can put this fire out. We also know, as you mentioned, some evacuations in Market Square, but earlier when we showed you from Chopper 11, and I think you might be able to see it here, there down on the bottom left-hand side, you can see a large crowd of people who would normally be in Market Square, pushed back to that area right there at a safe distance. We just talked to Pittsburgh police here a few minutes ago. That spokesperson told us a little bit about what is making this such a difficult fire to fight.
It's a tough fire for sure. An older building. There's a lot of wood up top, as you can see, and all those buildings connected, which is why their first order of business was to get everyone out of there.
And now you're looking again. Now, is this a live picture, or is this from earlier?
File video right there.
This is file video
from about a half hour ago, yep. So that was, file video from about a half hour ago. This is when the flames were coming through the roof, obviously, and they're trying to put those out. Again, what we've learned is that one firefighter was being treated for heat exhaustion and was taken to the hospital. Police say no other injuries. Not only are they worried about getting this fire out, but the city also concerned about light-up night activities. A lot of it's centered right there in Market Square, and you can see a lot of the vendors have already set up in that area as well. So this is going to have an impact on light-up night, which is supposed to happen tomorrow night in downtown Pittsburgh.
And we will be looking into that for Channel 11 News tonight at 5, when we'll have a lot more. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
A four-legged officer is helping our community heal, visiting fellow officers, firefighters, and children in the hospital. This comfort dog is giving those who need it most a reason to smile.
We got to do a better job of taking care of each other.
Using the healing power of animals makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shophonda.com.